All right, so another story in the news today is, or not today, but just recently that I ran across that I found very funny. They said if your teen is following Andrew Tate on social media, it's time for a chat. So here's the thing. I gotta keep it real with you. I've watched many interviews of Andrew Tate. Not the 30 second. See, okay, here's the thing. I knew of Andrew Tate before he started messing with the YouTube algorithm, where basically he basically became the most Google man in the world and all that good stuff. So I knew of Andrew Tate before all that mess. So I kind of knew what it was about. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like him. Like he seemed very like extra for no reason. Like I thought he seemed like just extra like animated, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you don't gotta be all, you don't gotta do all that, okay. Um, so I knew him before he became famous. Then he becomes famous, and actually, you know, like I said, he messed with the YouTube algorithm from his little platform he had. His name was like Hustlers University, some stuff like that. So his thing, I wasn't like I actually watched interviews with him. I didn't do the whole 30 second TikTok video or 30 second YouTube clips so I actually started watching interviews, and I would say this: Patrick Bet David had like a 5 hour interview with this guy, and it was a freaking amazing interview. Here's the thing: I don't agree with everything he says at all. You know what I'm saying? But I think he makes very valid points. But this article is written because basically a therapist was saying that a kid asked him that he was in therapy with, what does he think about Andrew Tate? And basically, a therapist, I'm pretty sure he hasn't seen like a full length interview with Tate. He's probably just seen the same things that most people see and form their opinions about. So he was basically saying, like, he makes misogynistic remarks, and he's not like a, would you like it if this guy is saying these things, about your sister or your mom or anything like that. So I just want to say this. Just in regards to Andrew Tate specifically, is that I just want you guys to just look at it from this way, okay? We are not in this world to agree with everybody on everything. That's just not gonna happen. That's just the way of the world. But I also want you to make a very informed opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I'm a black dude. I growing up, I was basically a Democrat. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm an adult, and I started just looking at things myself and just understanding myself and how I feel about certain things, and just having an open mind, forming my own opinions. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat, but if I'm being honest, I lean more towards Republican, views on issues. You know what I'm saying? So what I want to say about just in regards to Andrew Tate, like do some like deep dive into what he says and understand how he became so popular. Because we're in a society where you get dudes like me that's kind of like old school. Like I said, I lean towards like Republican practices. Like I think men just as of right now have been we felt so weakened, I guess, in a sense, by society. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like some things like we are not allowed to be men on. Like we're like a lot of things we're being sensitive about. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in the military, I remember when you get in trouble, one of the big things in the military is they make you do push-ups. You know what I'm saying? They make you do push-ups, flood against all that stuff to make you run around the barracks. Just if you mess up, you're gonna get punished for it. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, one of my team leader, when we smoked it one time, he was like, "Yo, like this isn't personal." You know what I'm saying? He was like, "You messed up." He didn't. I'm trying to keep my language clear, but he was like, "You messed up." So this is what happens, but it's not personal. And it's like you kind of learn. It's just like a discipline. You know what I'm saying? You kind of man up because of it. It's not nothing personal. It is what it is. But it's like the more this world forms, like you hear about colleges, they had safe corners because people are offended by things Trump was saying, or you get men that's breaks up with girls and they're crying online in videos. It's like a lot. Like it's like men are losing manliness in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So when you get guys kind of promoting it and kind of getting back to men's roots, being leaders, being actual men, working on yourself, going to the gym, learning some kind of self defense, jujitsu, boxing, whatever you're into, whatever floats your boat. Just I think it kind of appeals to them. Like the article thinks that he appeals to them because the lifestyle, he has a bunch of high cars. That's how he and that climber girl chick got into it. He has a bunch of very expensive cars, and like to the younger generation, that is very appealing. Obviously, they're into like more of the flashy stuff, but to people like my age, you know what I'm saying, I'm older. I'm approaching 30. You feel me? Like that doesn't appeal to me, but I think the masculinity part that he preaches about is very worthwhile towards men. If you watch a lot of people that actually watch like the full length videos or full length interviews he's had, and if you go in the comment section, a lot of dudes are saying like, "Yo, if I was younger, I wish I had things. I wish I had something like this." And another thing is he's a very good speaker too. Like honestly, Andrew Tate is a very he knows that speak. He's like if you ask me, he's a top speaker. And the thing is, he knows how to make a point too. Like a lot of people that they get kind of famous, and you understand like when the pressure is applied to them, they kind of like falter because they really don't have an informed opinion. The thing about him, I haven't seen him get pressed and falter. He's pretty strong on his stance, so he doesn't flip flop either. You know what I'm saying? The only thing he has flip flopped on is a little religion aspect. Like he was Christian, then became a Muslim, and then now he's like Muslim is a true religion. I mean that's another story for another day. But you know what I'm saying? But that's the only thing he has flip flopped on. That's because I really don't want to get into that because I have a reason why a lot of people go from Christianity to the Muslim culture, but that's another story for another day though. But he has flip flopped on that. But either way, I don't think any kid is wrong from listening to Andrew Tate, but I think you as a parent, you do need to sit down and have a chat with your child and be like, yo, like this, and that is that. Because if your kid's listening and taking everything he says as gospel, you are gonna have a problem. Because like I said, I don't think everything Andrew Tate says is correct. I think some things are biased, you know what I'm saying? And then I think some things have been taken out of proportion based on, people just clipping up videos, you know what I'm saying? But if you sit down and watch the whole interview, like, and these guys, the thing about him, like his interviews are long because he's such a good speaker that a lot of people they want him on, these hour plus long interviews. But if you actually just let's just say decide to sit down and watch the interview, I think he has a very good one. Patrick Bet David, I said, but that's like 5 hours long. I'm sure you're not gonna see what you get for like 5 hours. It's the one Just Pearly Things. She has a pretty good one with him, and actually Brittany Renner too. And it's all I can think of right now. But yeah, if you sit down on any of these interviews, or maybe just find a short one and just look at points and just go over it with your child, I think you will come out better than just one of these people that just has an opinion on him without even really listening to what he has to say. So for one, you should be having a chat with your child altogether. But just because your child is calling Andrew Tate, I don't think it means you should sit there and have a chat. But teach his own. Once again, always try be around the child, check what they're watching, and then just have them make an informed decision based on you know their life they're living and life they want to live. You know what I'm saying? So always ask questions. Take care of the kids. Y'all be safe out here.